Recording. Good morning to one and all. Okay, welcome back to political science class. And today we wanted to discuss the chapter Alternative Centers of Power. Okay, and we already know that discussion on European Union is already completed. Okay, we discussed about almost all the aspects of European Union and the relevance of European Union in modern or contemporary world politics. Okay, now we want to discuss the next power or next organization group of countries from Asia, that is ASEAN. Okay, so we already know that after the Second World War, almost all the countries in the world that is badly hit by the war, right? Economies of almost all the countries are destructed. Okay, and the Asian countries, they faced a lot of problem not only with the war but with the colonialism. Okay, colonies. They are the colonies of, or they were the colonies of number of European powers. So these European powers, the colonized or colonialistic countries, they looted the wealth or destructed the economy of these Asian countries. Okay, now ASEAN is struggling to create a economy, okay, and trying to develop their countries, okay, both socially and economically. Social development necessary, and the same time economical development also necessary. So ASEAN is not a military setup, clear or not? Okay, not like a European Union. Okay, it don't have any great say in international organization like United Nations, or it is unable to control the trade relationship between the foreign countries like European countries, right? So it is creating a connectivity between these ASEAN countries and trying to connect with the Asian giants like India and China to improve their economies. Clear? So how can a country improve their economy? By producing more products and selling that in the market. So they need a market. So they are using, or they are keeping a close connection with China and India. Hope my voice is clear. Okay. If it is clear, give a thumbs up. Okay. You cannot, you don't want to say anything. Okay. Clear or not? My voice is clear or not? Hello. Okay, fine. Okay. So listen, we will going to the textbook here, and we are here. You can see as Association of Southeast Asian Nations of ASEAN. Okay, so already we discussed the first paragraph, right? Okay, in the last class we discussed the first paragraph, and moving to the second one. So ASEAN was established in 1967 by 5 countries of this region: Indonesia, Malaysia, Philippines, Singapore, and Thailand. Okay, by signing a treaty called what declaration is that? That Bangkok Declaration. So you can see map on this side. Do not, sorry, yeah. So you leave that, no need. Okay, so these are the what countries? ASEAN countries. Already first 5 countries you can see here: Indonesia, Malaysia, Philippines, Singapore, and Thailand. Okay. So this map is important, okay, to find out the ASEAN countries. Okay, mark that. Okay, next one. The objectives of ASEAN were primarily to accelerate economic growth and through the social progress and the cultural development. Underline that. The main purpose of ASEAN. Okay. So accelerate, improve the growth of economy through social progress and cultural development. Their main program is social progress and cultural development. Okay, the European powers already destructed their, or almost destructed their tradition and culture. So they have to improve it. They have to revive that. Okay, a secondary objective was to promote regional peace. So first preference is to improve economic growth. Okay, underline that. Secondly, what is that? Promote regional peace. Okay, regional peace and stability based on the rule of law and the principles of the United Nations Charter. Over the years, Brunei, Jerusalem, Vietnam, Laos, Myanmar, and Cambodia joined ASEAN, taking its strength to 10. So other countries. Okay. Unlike the European Union, there is little desire in ASEAN for supranational structures and institutions, ASEAN countries have celebrated what was become known as the ASEAN way. So it is not like the European Union. Okay, it is not tried anything to create a control over other countries. Okay, not try to create a military power. Okay, they are not the countries basically try to create the nuclear weapons. Okay, it is only for developing their economy, their social stability. Okay, so this is termed as the ASEAN way. ASEAN way, underline that, the term ASEAN way. So it's a form of interaction that is informal, non-confrontationist and cooperative. The respect of national sovereignty is critical to the functioning of ASEAN. So always they are trying to create a relation with other countries without any conference, without any attacks. Okay, they want cooperation. They want the cooperation. Okay. So interaction, it is informal, clear or not a formal way of interaction, the informal way of interaction. So always they're trying to respect the sovereignty and integrity of other countries. Okay, respecting the supreme power of the other countries, not interfering in the foreign affairs or security affairs of any other countries. With some of the fastest growing economies in the world, ASEAN broadened its objectives beyond the economic and social sphere. In 2003, ASEAN moved along with the path of European Union by agreeing to establish an ASEAN community comprising 3 pillars. Okay, underline. So ASEAN constructed, or ASEAN tried to adopt some programs of European Union. What are they? So they try to improve their community comprising 3 pillars. What are the 3 pillars? ASEAN security community, ASEAN economic community, and ASEAN socio-cultural community. Clear? Clear. So what are the 3 communities by ASEAN to develop their economy or society? Security community to protect the ASEAN countries. Economic community to improve the economic growth. Next one, socio-cultural community to revive the culture of that particular region. Okay, ASEAN countries. Clear? We can see the ASEAN logo, ASEAN flag. Okay, 10 stacks of paddy, that is what rice. Represent the 10 Southeast Asian countries bound together in a friendship and solidarity. The circle symbolizes the unity of ASEAN. Okay, that's the meaning. Underline that. So I already told you that this map is important for us. Next one, we are going to discuss about each of these pillars independently. The ASEAN security community was based on the conviction that outstanding territorial disputes should not escalate into armed confrontation. Confrontation. Okay, so basically, if any territorial disputes, okay, or any disputes related with the boundary or the territory, okay, it is the responsibility of the ASEAN security community to avoid wars or solve the problem with the negotiations, okay, diplomatic discussions. Okay, so several agreements in place by which member states promise to uphold peace, neutrality, cooperation, non-interference, and respect for national differences and sovereign rights. Underline that. So you already wrote that in your notes also, right? Okay. So ASEAN Security Council basically stand to avoid war. Okay, by following these norms. What are they? First of all, uphold peace. Okay, protecting peace. Next one, neutrality, not joining with any group, clear or not, or any country, all are independent. Cooperation, clear or not, they are always trying to cooperate to each other. Non-interference, not interfering the external or internal affairs of any other country. And respect for national differences and sovereign rights. So each and every country following different types of culture, right? Different culture will be there, different food habit will be there. So they are respecting all these cultural differences. Okay, the ASEAN Region Forum, ARF, underline, ASEAN Regional Forum, which was established in 1994, is the organization that carries out coordination of security and foreign policy. So as per this ASEAN Regional Forum that set up in the year 1994, okay, basically this organization carries coordination, a good relationship between these countries, and coordination for what? Security and foreign policy, a common security policy and a common foreign policy for almost all these countries there. They have to follow that. Clear or not? Okay, like the European Union. ASEAN was and still remains principally an economic association, while the ASEAN region was whole is a much smaller economy compared to the US, EU, and Japan. Its economy is growing much faster than all this. Okay. So comparing with the other countries' economy, like US economy, European Union's economy, or Japan's economy, the ASEAN economy is not that big. It is too small. Clear. So ASEAN is formed to develop their economies. Okay, economical development is the main aim of the creation of ASEAN. Okay, but it is not a big economy comparing with the US, EU, and Japan, but it is developing. Okay, it's growing faster than all other economies in the world. Clear? Okay, this accounts for the growth of its influence both in the region and beyond. So ASEAN influence, nowadays ASEAN is able to sell their product to different part of the world, so they are able to influence the economies. This accounts for the growth of its influence both in the region and beyond. The objectives of the ASEAN economic community are to create a common market and a production base within ASEAN states and to aid social and economic development in the region. Underline. All wrote that, right? Basically, it want to improve economy of the member countries. Okay. By creating a common market and production base within ASEAN states and to aid social and economic development in the region. Okay, so these countries always supporting to each other to improve the social and economic development of the member countries. All these 10 countries want to develop, right? So number of these countries are not that much developed. Okay, but one or two countries are there. They are very much improved and developed, like Singapore, Brunei, Jerusalem, right? Okay, you know about those countries. Singapore, Singapore, very developed one, right? Okay, very developed country, and they are using Singapore dollar as the currency of their country. The market is well developed. Number of Indians basically from Tamil Nadu working there in Singapore, right? And Brunei Sultan is the richest person. Okay, clear or not? Very rich he is. Okay, so their economy also not that bad. It is developing one. Okay, so just understand all those things there. But some countries are there. They are facing lots of problems, also like Philippines, Myanmar. What we can say? So you can see the list here. Again, okay, Indonesia, Malaysia. Okay, Philippines, Singapore, Thailand. Again, you can see Brunei, Jerusalem, Vietnam, Laos, Myanmar. Okay, these are the member countries there, right? Okay, so LAOPDR. What is this PDR? Okay, an idea? Homework of the day, find out. PDR. LAOPDR. Why it is termed as that? PDR. Every day I'm giving some homework for you people. You have to do that. Okay, last day's answers. Okay, sorry. Not received yet. Okay, so just to try to do that. Okay, come back. So the economic community would also like to improve the existing ASEAN dispute settlement mechanism to resolve economic disputes. Underline that. So ASEAN have a dispute settlement mechanism to solve the problem between the countries. ASEAN has focused on creating a free trade area, FTA, for investment, labor, and services. Okay, the US and China have already moved fast to negotiate FTA with the ASEAN. Okay, so US and China have a good relationship with the ASEAN. Okay, means FTA. So they are investing in that FTA. Foreign direct investment is there. ASEAN is rapidly growing into a very important regional organization. Its vision 2020 has defined as outward-looking role of ASEAN in the international community. So their vision by 2020 they want to interfere in the international market. This build on the existing ASEAN policy to encourage a negotiation over conflicts in the region. Thus, ASEAN has mediated the end of the Cambodian conflict. So there is a problem in Cambodia. So I told you to find out that Cambodian conflict, right? No information so far. The East Timor crisis. They meet annually to discuss East Asian cooperation. Okay, cooperation. So it interfered in a number of issues nearby that area to maintain peace and security. So it's mediated. Okay, next one. Underline that the Cambodian conflict, East Timor crisis. Okay, and is always meet annually to discuss the East Asian cooperation to improve the cooperation between the countries. The current economic strength of ASEAN, especially its economic relevance as a trading and investment partner to the growing Asian economies such as India and China. I told already, it is always trying to keep a good relationship with China and India. Okay, so it's those countries are the Asian giants. Okay, so these countries are importing number of goods to India and China. Okay, clear or not? Hello, can you hear me? Hello. Okay, fine. Okay, so during the Cold War years, Indian foreign policy did not pay adequate attention to ASEAN, but in recent years, India has tried to make immense changes. Okay, so at the time of Cold War, we created a foreign policy. What is that? Non-alignment, not joining with any such kind of groups there, right? Okay, so we not given importance for the ASEAN countries on its development. But today, we are creating some changes in the foreign policy and creating a good relationship with the ASEAN countries. It is signed trade agreements with the ASEAN members, Malaysia, Singapore. Okay, so you can see a caricature here. Okay, India's Look East policy since the early 1990s and Act East policy since 2014 have led to greater economic interaction with the East Asian nations. Okay, clear. So we are in a competition, okay, in the world international market. So we have to cooperate with almost all the markets to improve our economy. Okay, that's what the policy. So here, so we already signed trade agreements with all of these countries. Just observe here, underline Malaysia, Singapore, and Thailand. Thailand, Malaysia, Singapore, and Thailand. The ASEAN India FTA, Foreign Trade Agency, okay, or Free Trade Agency. What is that? FTA, free trade, okay, free trade agency, came into an effect in 2010. So India and ASEAN, they made an agreement on free trade agreement. Okay. In 2010, ASEAN's strength, however, lies in its policies of interaction and consultation with the member states, with dialogue partners, and with other non-regional organizations. It is the only regional association in Asia that provides a political forum where Asian countries and the major powers can discuss political and security concerns. Okay, underline that too. So you can see a picture here. Leaders release postal stamps to commemorate Silver Jubilee of India and ASEAN partnership in New Delhi on 25th January 2018. Okay, so we can see almost all the leaders of those countries, ASEAN countries. Okay, how many are there total? How many are there total? 11 members, right? 11 are there. So 10 are from the ASEAN states, ASEAN countries, and 1 from our country, the man who stands in the middle, right? Okay, so that's it. Okay, let it be. So India is creating or created a good relationship with the ASEAN. Okay, so free trade policy in the sense allowing ASEAN countries to sell their products in India with minimum import duties. Okay, import duties or taxes. Okay, and the same time Indian products we are selling in those countries also. Clear or not? So we can see if you are going to these countries, you are able to find a number of the Indian made vehicles. Okay, Indian made vehicles, Indian products. Okay, clear or not? They are clear or not? So a good relationship is there with the ASEAN countries. I will give 2 minutes, so please read that and try to find out any errors or doubts. If it is so, ask me first. Okay, come on fast. So ASEAN completed. So your notes, it is important. So read it, learn it, and the things that you underlined in the textbook also. So there are numerous things you already marked there. So learn those things properly. So now next topic for review people, it is the Chinese economy. Okay, the rise of the Chinese economy. Heading: the rise of the Chinese economy. The rise of the Chinese economy. Okay. So we know that today the influence of China on different countries' economy, it is very high or great. Okay, they are able to influence number of countries' economies today. Okay, by giving aids, help okay, to construct different industries, infrastructure facilities, or even harbors, ports. Okay, so the Chinese government is investing money in almost all the countries there, basically underdeveloped ones in Asia and in Africa. Asia and in Africa. Okay, so their strategy is simple. Okay, so making these countries under their control. Okay, so they're creating a debt trap for them. Clear on that? Debt trap, you already studied, right? So these countries are receiving a huge amounts of loans or aid from China, but today these countries are unable to pay it back to China. So China have 100% control on their economy. Okay, China operating with not only the government level but in the private ways also. Clear number of companies are there. Okay, Chinese companies, they are also investing money in different companies. Even they have shares in nationalized banks of different Asian and African countries also. Clear or not? Okay, so all of a sudden, if they withdraw these shares, the economy will face a lot of problem. Okay, so just write down. China emerged as a fastest growing economy. China emerged as a fastest growing economy. Fastest growing economy since economic reforms of 1978. Economics reforms of 1978. Okay, so we will discuss that. What are these reforms there, right? Okay, so Chinese government, we know that it's a single party democratical system. Clear? There is no other party to question. There is no opposition for that particular party called the Communist Party of China. Okay, clear or not? And they are giving preferences for development of the economy in any way. Okay, so there is no freedom for the people, limited freedom. Clear or not? Okay, so the administration of China is not that much favorable for freedom, liberty. Okay, freedom and liberty, right or not? So to improve production, they are working hours. Okay, the working hours for the people, those who are working in the industries, it is too long. Okay, so they are producing this product and selling in the international market for cheap price. Okay, because their production cost is low. Production cost is low. Clear or not? Okay, clear. So that's one reason. So they are able to compete with the products that from other countries, because they are able to sell this product for a low cost. Other countries cannot do that. Those products are coming from countries like India where democracy is existing. Okay, so we are unable to force the labor or workers to produce more and more good or work for a long hours or time for minimal wages. That kind of things are not existing in our country, right? Okay, it is not possible also. Okay, so China emerged as the fastest growing economy since economic reforms of 1978 to be projected to be projected to be projected to overtake to be projected to overtake the US, United States, the US as the world's largest economy, by 2040. Okay, so that's a plan of China to overtake the US economy by 2040. Clear? China wanted to be the world leader. Clear? So US economy, you know that it is the largest economy in the world. Okay, so China will take this many years. Now it is 2021 again, 19 more years are there. What will happen? We don't know. Okay, clear or not? No idea about that. Chinese policies are like that. Okay, so anyway, they are trying to do that. Their major aim of these economical reforms are nothing but to take over or take up. Okay, this what you can say, the US economy by 2040. With the economic strength of population population, comma, land mass, population, comma, land mass, comma, resources, comma, regional location, and political influence. Regional location and political influence. Second point, after independence of People's Republic of China, sometimes you are able to find this wording on the products there, made in PRC. Okay, what is this PRC? People's Republic of China. Okay, so don't think that it's another foreign country, it is from Europe or something like that. It is a China product. That's what made in PRC, People's Republic of China, PRC. Okay, made in PRC. Okay, so People's Republic of China. In 1949, 2 years after our independence. Okay, 1949, comma, Soviet model of economy was adopted under the leadership of Mao, Mao Zedong. Okay, leadership of Mao, by assuring employment, comma, social welfare, comma, education to all, and better health. These are the offers that provided by Mao Zedong, okay, to the people. So people accepted the rule of this Communist Party in China. Okay, so as China began to use its own resources, and grow Chinese economy, at the rate of 5 to 6%. So every year, that was the development of that economy. Every year it is increasing, its GDP is increasing 5 to 6%, means it's a good growth. Okay, clear or not? It is increased. The economy is developed. Okay. So for developing the economy, we know that agricultural production want to increase, industrial production want to increase, service sectors want to develop. So only this development can be achieved through providing infrastructure facilities like health and education to the people. Then only a country's economy can develop. Okay. Human capital want to improve. Okay. Human capital wanted to improve. So that you will study in economics. Okay. What is the importance of human capital? Okay. Or how the human capital is able to generate more wealth or more economical stability for the country. Clear? Okay. So this government did it. Okay. So they trained. So you know that China is able to achieve or win number of medals in Olympics, right? Numerous medals, every Olympics they will win. Okay, our population is also not that bad, almost equal to China, right or not? But our medals are basically 1, 2, 2, 1, 3 maximum. Okay, nothing more than that. Why? It is lack of planning. Okay, lack of planning. So there are number of schools are there only based on this athletics. Okay, clear or not? Or sports. Okay, childhood on which they are undergoing the different types of hard training. Okay, in our country, Olympics is next year, next month. Then call some people. We will start the training today. Okay, within 2 weeks, training will complete, and we will go for Olympics, and we will enjoy the foreign trip, and we will come back with 1 or 2 medals by like God's grace we got. Okay. Clear or not? So that's what the planning of that country. We have to learn number of things from the Chinese programs and policy. Clear or not? Understand? So I am not the supporter of China, okay, but their programs and policies is many things are there we have to learn from. Clear or not? Number of things are there. Okay, so because that is a single party democracy, nobody is there to ask. That's another thing. So India, we are starting this hard training for the small kids, means the number of human rights people are there, activists are there. They will come forward with the numerous protest movements and says that why? Okay, that's the question. Why? Okay, why we want this? Clear or not? Okay, so number of numerous questions arose here in India related with our the Chandrayaan mission or what you can say Mangalyaan mission. So the question is nothing but if you're spending money for this program, okay, so we will face a lot of problem in the economy of our country, right? So we can spend this money for the development of the poor people. So how can we reach Mars, or how can we reach moon there? No chance for it. So different aspects are there for development. So we have to touch everywhere. Okay, clear or not? Okay, then only we are able to achieve the overall development. Clear? Okay, but I am not supporting that construction of a huge statue like the Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel statue. Okay, and it is just a monument, right? It is not creative. Clear or not? Not making any profit for the people. Clear? It is just now at the time of this pandemic, that statue is just a statue. Okay, basically speaking, so in politics, the cartoonists will say that it's a toilet for birds. Clear or not? Just a toilet for birds. That's what the statue is. No other importance. Clear or not? They're spending money.